Hello, everybody. Scott Golden here with Golden Opportunities Coaching YouTube channel. Welcome back to those of you who are new. Welcome to those of you who are seasoned veterans of what we do around here. What we do around here is bring about conversations of a psychological, mental health, emotional health paradigm. We do that as often as we can. I've been gone for a couple of months. Hope to get back to a regular schedule here soon. So, what are some advantages of life coaching? This two-part series. Finding enjoyment in activities is another great option for people who are looking at coaching, kind of resetting yourself towards the belief that the things you have been doing haven't been working. And sometimes that leads to lack of motivation, lack of focus, lack of belief that life can be enjoyable. And so, giving yourself permission to explore some things you may enjoy that you haven't yet explored can be a valuable tool for you. It will also increase your quality of relationships in some cases because many times relationships are predicated on how they were useful before. But if you are willing to look at your relationships as kind of things to be reevaluated from time to time and things that would allow you to work through any past traumas or hurts that you may have, which is another thing, coaching can be helpful for. Obviously, if there's a diagnosable, noticeable mental illness, traditional therapy may work. But if you're trying to relanguage something that's happened to you in the past and or that's been stealing your joy a good bit, then coaching can be a wonderful way to get through that. Diagnostics in traditional therapy are useful for identifying what you're dealing with, but the behavioral modification that can often come through an accountability partnership in coaching is also useful for people who are maybe skeptical about being judged or afraid to be completely honest or need more time to process things. And dealing with the grief of loss, relanguaging a loss, be it the loss of a job, the loss of physical range as we get older, or if we become sick, the loss of relationships, the loss of personal accountability, just in terms of motivation. Relanguaging these losses can be super valuable, and honestly, dealing with those emotions in a very real way can contribute to increasing your physical, mental, and emotional health. Many times, physical symptoms come from untreated mental or emotional instabilities and mental and emotional health issues. And so, when a person is willing to kind of look at things holistically, accept that they may be unnecessarily overwhelmed in ways that aren't necessarily good for them, and also kind of look at things from a multifaceted area, then they are giving themselves permission to be more well, and the self forgiveness that comes with that can be super super valuable. Coaching is a relationship of accountability. The coach is accountable to helping the client to reach their goals. The client is accountable to themselves, but also to the coach in terms of sometimes we do better as humans when we have somebody that's kind of holding us to the words we said or the things that we had agreed to do before. Many times people give up on themselves because of the isolation of loneliness that ultimately causes us to feel like what we're doing no longer matters, and relanguaging that internally can also be super valuable for people who are trying to get more out of their life. There are three sectors of life that we have to look at: our motivations or spiritual core beliefs, our personal relationships, and our professional purpose. And so, generally, what happens in those cores is when one of those things becomes our central focus, the rest of them tend to drop off at different levels. And sometimes, a person splits themselves 50% towards something, 50% towards a secondary thing, and then nothing for the third part of self. And when that level of imbalance comes to be, we see that people tend to struggle emotionally, mentally, spiritually, and in every way. And so finding a way to identify ways to handle all of that in a way that makes sense, but also identifying the ways to kind of get life to be more about achievement of daily joy and value versus achievement either financially or personally. Goals are wonderful, but only if you're enjoying the journey along with the attainment of the goal. A goal can be problematic when we only care about what we achieve, because then at the end, when we have achieved it, the sense of drop in dopamine and positive hormones that comes from, okay, I've done it, now what, can be super overwhelming. So hopefully this is helpful. I encourage you, keep your feet on the ground, your mind in the moment. Until next time, everybody.